Our lesson for today is solving quadratic equations using extracting square roots. As we recall, the quadratic equation is in its standard form if it is equal to 0 or ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. But if the linear term is missing, or ax squared plus c equals 0, then we can use the square root property to get the solutions of the equation. Applying the square root property as a means of solving a quadratic equation is called extracting square root. This method allows us to solve equations that do not factor. Let's have an example. Say we have x squared minus 25 equals 0. Begin by isolating the quadratic term. Then apply the square root property. From here, we can get the solution of positive and negative 5. Easy, right? Let's have another example. 2x squared minus 98 equals 0. As you can see, the numerical coefficient of the quadratic term is 2, and since it is a must that the numerical coefficient of a be 1, we have to eliminate the value before applying the square root property. But first, let us isolate the quadratic term. After that, we multiply the equation by the multiplicative inverse of 2, which is 1/2. From here, we will arrive to x squared equals 49. We now apply the square root property. And there you have it. The solutions of the quadratic equation are positive and negative 7. Cool, isn't it? How about this one? Suppose we have 8x squared minus 50 equals 0. As you can see, the numerical coefficient of the quadratic term is 8. Therefore, we have to eliminate 8. But before that, let us isolate the quadratic term. After that, we multiply the equation by the multiplicative inverse of 8, which is 1/8. From here, we now have x squared equals 50/8. Notice that the constant can be simplified, so we will simplify it into 25/4. Now we use the square root property. Therefore, the solutions are positive and negative 5/2. Did you get it? Okay. Here's one last example. 2/3 x squared minus 24 equals 0. We repeat the steps in isolating the quadratic term. Notice that the numerical coefficient of the quadratic term is a fraction. Don't be scared, the process is just the same. We multiply the equation by the multiplicative inverse of 2/3, and that is 3/2. Very good. By doing this step, we will arrive to x squared equals 72/2. Simplifying the constant will give us 36. Apply the square root property. From this, the solutions are positive and negative 6. These are the steps that you don't want to forget when solving quadratic equations using extracting square root. Now you try. Which of the following are the solutions of this equation? And the answer is D, positive and negative 8. Let's have another one. Which of the following are the solutions of this equation? And the answer is D, positive and negative 9. For more practice exercises, just enter this link in your web browser. I hope you learned something new today.